Ready? Play.
Thank you.
Just tell us how the preparation is going and how confident you are before first Masters 1000 of the year.
True, actually. Yeah, well, I had just a couple of days. Came from Dubai, so it's a long journey and 12 hours time difference. So for sure, need some time, and actually probably happier to play Saturday than Friday. So at least feeling good physically and getting ready. Thing about this, like the bigger the draw in the Masters, the tougher I feel like the tournament is sometimes in a way, because you need to win more matches to win the tournament. So it's going to be very interesting.
Any questions?
Daniil, does it feel a little bit different this year? Maybe you have a little bit more comfort, given that you reached the final and played so well at this tournament last year.
I don't know. I had a lot of confidence last year. I do have some this year, maybe a bit less, because last year I won like 3 tournaments before this one. It was actually very surprising, because first day I came here, I guess there was a sandstorm the day before I arrived, and so I went on center court and it was lightning fast, and I was like, wow, surprised, and I loved it. And then the next day it became slow. So let's see. I'm definitely not gonna blame the court for anything I do, which means play bad or good or lose or win. I'm gonna enjoy it here. I love it here. I'm gonna enjoy my time here and try to prolong it as much as possible.
Dan, what are your thoughts on mid-match coaching now that it's part of the game?
I think it depends. I guess the rule is not bad, because for me, if someone is coaching when you're on the side of their box through all the court, that would be a little bit probably tricky. But I guess you're not allowed to do it. Yeah, I personally feel like I don't need it. Don't need coaching during the match, because in my opinion you cannot change much when two players play against each other. But I have nothing against it. If someone feels like they need to, why not?
Do you think it could be refined in any way, or do you just like it the way it is with a coach at one end? Or
I think it's not bad the way it is, because if I don't know the rule exactly, but if I understand it right, they can, at some moments when they're on the same side, come and like talk during the time that is allowed, and especially when there is a physio. So for me, no problem. I would find it more strange for them. As I said, would be something like they would be allowed to scream between points from one end to another, but that's not the case, so it doesn't bother me at all.
There's nothing definite yet, but it's sounding perhaps like this could be Rafa's last year on the tour, and I just wondered if you'd reflect on him as a player and what his legacy is for you in the sport. Of course, I think back to your classic match in New York in 2019.
Yeah, I think at least for me, there are 2 biggest legacies, because then we can find 100 things about Rafa and how good he is. And for me, the 2 biggest things, is a fighter, because how many matches, some against me, we saw where he just fights till last point, and he's gonna bring intensity from first till last point. Everyone knows it about Rafa, and that's not easy to play against, because talking about myself, or some others, sometimes you can have a bad day, bad mood, feeling injured or something. Him doesn't happen. From first to last point, he's there. And second point is Roland Garros, like 14 times, if I'm not making a mistake, is unbelievable. And probably, I don't think in any sports probably some can be compared, but 14 Roland Garroses, I hope I can play 14 in my life. Hopefully I can maybe get one somewhere, but not talking about this yet. But so yeah, he's a huge player, and when he retires, it's going to be huge news. And at the same time, all of us, it will happen to all of us one day.
anyone else?
How has the addition of Gilles Simon to your team helped? And he was with you in Dubai, is he going to be with you here?
No, we're not gonna travel too much, but it's gonna be some tournaments here and there. Probably we're talking about something like, I'd say 13, 14 weeks on tour, which is actually not a bad amount. And we didn't fix anything. Like we didn't say, okay, we're gonna work for 1 year and see how it goes. We see that's the way he is, that's the way I am. We see how it goes, and if tomorrow him or me we say, okay, it doesn't work out, we stop. But so far it has been working great. He's trying to add some small things, because if you take someone, and it's not just to keep it the way it is, it's to add some small details, and we do try to add them. So I'm sure it's going to be even interesting to see them during the matches. And I did some things already in Dubai, but then it takes time. It's going to take time. So it's interesting. I like it so far, and hopefully we can keep it together for quite a long time. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I was also going to ask about Gilles. What exactly was it that brought you to him? How did the relationship form? And what are some of the things you've seen from him that are specifically impressive? Like, he's known for this tennis IQ, but I'm not quite sure how we can define what the strengths of it are. It's a little bit slippery.
Yeah, first of all, the exact story of how it came to my mind, I'm going to keep it to myself because it's a bit personal, I would say. But at one moment, I was thinking of adding someone to the team. First, to just replace Gilles Servar when he's not here with me on the tournament. But then I was like, why, if I just want to, replace him, I want to probably add someone who can help me, to become a better player on the court. And I thought about Gilles because he somehow knew how to play me. That's the thing. I hated to play him because when I was on court, he knew what I'm gonna do and he knew how to beat me, which I feel like it's not an easy task. I managed to beat a lot of players, so I was like, at least that's the first thing. He can tell what he did and we can work on it. So if someone plays exactly like him, I'm gonna know what to do and how I can be better in my weak spot. So that was kind of the main thing about it. And then for sure, when we started working together, I saw that he understands many things about tennis, which many tennis players don't think about. So I always thought about myself as someone who thinks a lot on the court, but actually a lot of this is more feeling it, which is also kind of thinking, but more feeling. He can explain with words why he sees one thing on the tennis court, which is very tough, and probably most of the players cannot do. Like you make a good serve, and then the second one goes out like this. And if you ask me why, I say, well, I don't know, kind of luck. And he can try to explain it. So it's pretty interesting, yeah.
Yeah, Daniil, can you tell me your level of excitement for the Olympics this summer? And does the neutral flag thing bother you? Does it diminish it at all for you?
I'm very, very excited if I can play in the Olympics, because it's still, I guess we can, but it's still not clear for 100%. So if I can, I'm going to be there. I'm going to play singles, doubles. Well, of course, if doubles I get in. When I was in Tokyo, it was an amazing experience. It's one of the probably, like, in a way, biggest memories of my sport life, which I was surprised because, in tennis we tend to think about Olympics that it's like Grand Slam is more important than this and that. So coming there in Tokyo, I was like, whatever, another tournament. And then when I came there, I was like, wow, it's actually huge. And yeah, about the neutral flag, I follow the rules. If it's out on neutral flag, I'm going to play on the neutral flag, and I'm going to try to compete there, show good tennis, and try to win for sure.
Last two, Chris and
Daniil, hi. Just a little off topic, I apologize. It's about Wimbledon. Could I just ask you what Wimbledon, I know how you and Grouse have had a love hate. What's your feeling about Wimbledon?
Less than clay.
What's your feeling about Wimbledon, and why do you think it's remained what it is over the years, despite played on grass?
Yeah, I mean, so many things about Wimbledon. First of all, it's a Grand Slam, and we have 4 Grand Slam in a year. It. It's very tough to win it. It's a special feeling when you arrive on Grand Slam. You kind of, it's a special feeling. But Wimbledon is even more, and everyone tells this, and I'm part of everyone. Is when you arrive there and you see this grass all over the place, and it says All England Lawn Tennis Club, if I'm not mistaken, if I said it right, and it's something special. It makes you feel energized and want to do well there. I cannot explain it better. Maybe Gilles Simon can. I'm more about feeling, but yeah, it's a very special place, and yeah, I'm happy that last year I managed to prove even more to myself that I can go far there and finally lose only to Carlos. And every time I'm gonna play there, I'm gonna try to do well. And yeah, very special place and not much more to add. I would be surprised if even in 50 years, for whatever reason, Wimbledon becomes, let's say, a second tournament and there's going to be some other. No, for me, Wimbledon is going to stay there forever till tennis is there.
Last one.
Hi.
Hi, Chris.
You've spoken about how there's so much change in the sport of tennis. You play great one week and lousy the next. You're in the Middle East and California, and the fans love you and they hate you.
Nice one.
Just talk about how you've dealt with having to deal with change, the art of dealing with change. How important is that?
Oh, it's not easy, because when sometimes it's a bad moment and it changed for the good one, you feel great. But then when the good one changes for the bad, you hate it, and you're like, it's gonna sound crazy, but it happens to me for different reasons. Can be body wise, can be sometimes tennis wise. Like last year when I dropped out of top 10, I came to Rotterdam, I was feeling bad, and I started in a way questioning myself. Okay, maybe I lost something in my game, and am I going to be able to find it back? We always put a lot of questions in our head. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and that's what I learned to love about tennis, is that it's changing. And yeah, so for example, 2 weeks ago I was hurting a little in my body here and there. Now it changed and I feel well here in Indian Wells, and I have more motivation and attention to what I can do on a tennis court than when I was coming to practice 2 weeks before. I was like, okay, is it going to be painful today? Why? What movement should I do? What movement should I not do? Very tough to concentrate. So yeah, I learned to enjoy the changes, and even if I don't enjoy them, I try to think about better days ahead.
Thank you. We'll be
Thank
back
you.
here with Iris. So set up Bosch, Vigo, and Sky Academy. On va faire une
Okay.
on revient.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.